Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I am Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 114. That's what I was debating if I said that first or... See, I'm thrown today. Episode 114 of our knitting, sewing, crocheting, crafting, whatever we're up to kind of podcast. We're located 60 miles south of Chicago in Bradley, Illinois. You can find us on... Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We have a Ravelry group. We're on Instagram. And then also my shop on Etsy is Knit for Brains Designs. And Karen?
You can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as Loopy Stitcher. That's spelled L-U-P-Y Stitcher, all one word. And then on Ravelry also I have a few designs under Loopy Stitcher Designs.
Alrighty. Well, people are wanting to know what's going on with Illinois weather.
It rained.
It was going to snow. Brett had heard snow. And then we had looked in the weather bug and it said rain. But now it's beautiful out. Like it's bright and sunny. But we're under a freeze warning. This is Mother's Day. It's Sunday. Normally, Mother's Day weekend, we plant the garden. Our garden consists of planting lettuce for the rabbit. I told him we've got to wait a couple weeks. Because the freeze, it keeps going really cold, and with all the freeze and the frost and this, that, and the other.
It just hasn't been constant at a warmer temperature at all.
Yeah, I'm not, so we're going to have to wait a couple weeks to plant the lettuce, because typically every summer, we used to plant other things too. We used to do green peppers for her, but the last year or so, they didn't do well. Carrots, and then the one year we did like green beans and stuff for ourselves. We have like a garden table that he built that's waist high, so I don't have to bend over to the ground.
There you go. That's the way I do it.
But now we do the whole entire garden table with lettuce. So throughout the summer, I don't really have to buy spring mix for her. Last year, it was insane the amount. Like, I would go out with, like, grocery sacks from, like, Walmart and stuff like that each time and pick 2 full grocery sacks. And I would just save her spring mix containers I get from Myers or Walmart, wherever we went that time. And after I wash it, put it in there. So, it was fairly inexpensive through the summer to feed her.
Yeah.
Because, you have to buy a lot of spring mix for that rabbit, so.
Cool.
Alrighty, let's start with shop first. Basically, I just pulled everything out of my bins. I'm going to show you guys everything because I had done a trunk show. There wasn't a whole lot in the shop at that point. Some of the bags that I'm going to show, I have had in the shop before, because when I made them, I put like so many in the shop, then I put so many aside for the trunk show. And then some of them are new as well. Some of them are new too. I had to think. This is a returning one. This is my new medium drawstring bag, which has the really large box bottom. The fabric on the inside is the same as the upper fabric there. Also medium drawstring, which this is a returning one. The Japanese burgundy fabric, and it has the green on the inside. I have 2 of those. This is a returning one I had sold out on before. The roses with the gold is really pretty.
You love your roses.
You know I do. And this one I do have to show the inside because it is like the perfect liner. So I have 2 of the medium zippered of those. This next one is kind of a returning one, but kind of a new one because I changed the inside of it. The Patriotic Dog sock bag. I did have this in there and I sold out. I made some more for the trunk show. I just changed the blue liner because I was out of the other blue. And it has, the cording is white with silver glitter speckles, but it's like it's in the cording, so it's not like one that comes off in your hands. This is a new one. We call this the glamour bag. And, oh yeah, this one has a really pretty inside. So it has the silver glitter on the outside. And then on the inside is white with metallic silver polka dots. This is also a new one. Camping fabric.
Ready for summer for that one.
Yeah. Well, I had
a little warmer for that.
I had a request for this one from somebody before I left, so I had done a custom order for her. And then I had extras. I did sell all of the medium-sized bags in this, but I have 2 of the sock bags left, and the inside is the green. These are returning, had sold out previously, are cable stitched. The inside is the top, which is the gold metallic. And if you guys don't buy both of these, I'm keeping one. So there's 2 of those. Oh, there was another patriotic dog, so there's actually 2 of those. These are kind of out of order from being in a bag for the trunk show. The roses. It is the same metallic inside on the other one. And I actually did keep one of these. I've got 2 of those.
That does not surprise me.
I know, right? Well, I was the reason I bought that fabric.
Yeah, I thought...
I knew from the get-go I was...
That you were going to...
Our Knit Happens bags, I only have 2 of those left in the sock size. Both are pink. Which I would not be upset to keep one of those neither. This was a newer one. I'm not I might have had this in the shop. I'm not sure. No, I think I did. Balloon Animals. And the top is the turquoisey color with the polka dots. And it has all different animals. Oops, just trying to show the turtle. Animals on there. So I have one of those. The next ones I know are new because I've made them since I've been home. I said when I got home I was not going to sew.
Yes, you did.
I actually did 11 bags yesterday. Because I was sent home with fabric for bags that Lori had wanted for herself and for me. So I was doing those, and I figured, well, if I'm doing those, I might as well do a few for the shop, right? Mm-hmm. And I had just, when I got home, my gnome fabric I had ordered.
Adorable.
Was in. So I figured, well, I might as well do those as well. And I found the perfect inside fabric that kind of goes with his hat and the yellow flowers. Guys, it is adorable. This is the sock size. Let me bring that up a little bit so you can see the green and the yellow. So as of right now, and I say as of right now because I will be posting these tonight, and the podcast usually doesn't go up until tomorrow, I have 2 of the sock size. And then I did the medium drawstring bags. And remember, guys, this is comparable to my medium zipper bag. Look at that bottom. That is a nice sized bag. So on that, I think I got 4. 1, 2, 3. As of right now, I have 4. I look for these to go really fast. But, never fear, I do also have some gnome fabric I bought when I was in Arkansas. I had to remember which place, because we stopped, which we'll talk about that later on.
Okay.
All right, so there's that. We're going to go ahead and get the coupon codes out of the way, because that's how we're rolling today. Amanda Rate Cole on Ravelry. If you use code KFB19, you will receive 20% off her patterns. Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy. You guys have seen a lot of her yarns from me. If you use code KFB15, you'll get 15% off her hand-dyed yarns and her patterns. Naughty Knitting Sacks. She's got some cute things in her shop. If you use code DIRTYBRAIN15, you will receive 15% off. So check those out. Any makers out there, if you want to set up a coupon code and send it to us, just let me know. We'd be happy to add it to our little stack here. Alrighty. You got any foes, Karen?
One.
Oh. See, and I worked so hard to make sure I had some. Because I was worried you was going to have a bunch. Alrighty, well, let's talk about your one.
Okay. Brett's going to put a picture up.
So he'll pop a picture right here.
And you guys have seen it multiple times. I was almost done with it the last time. This is the yarn I have left.
Not a whole lot.
No, maybe
Oh, snap. That's okay. Things are falling.
Reminder, the yarn is from 3 Irish Girls. It's her Adorn Luxe, which was 85.15 superwash nylon. Let's see. This one I think is called Stonewash, and this one is called Chambray. And the pattern that I did, as you'll see, it blocked out, is a free pattern by Heron Cafe Creations, the Moving to the Country Shawl. Now, midway through, had I realized how mine was going to look, I would have flipped my colors. Because the bottom section, which is all that I had left, this bottom area here, I had one more section, and the lace that's at the bottom was all in the I don't know, mixed color. And I think if I would have flipped it, the one that was more of a neutral would have shown, the lace would have been better. My mom's really not going to care. I did gift it. I gifted it to her today for Mother's Day. She loved it. Not for sure if she's going to wear it. But
Maybe.
I did it for her, and she wanted it. Yeah, so. She wanted it, and she seemed to like it. So hopefully she'll go out and actually have somewhere to wear it.
I guess she'll be wearing it around the house.
Yeah.
All right, well, I have 4 FOs. My first FO is my hummingbird diamond painting, which I am going to have Brett pop a picture in for you guys right here. I will show you just so you can see it.
Cool.
That's the one he's gonna pop in.
Oh.
So that was gifted to Lori of Arkansas Yarn Co. While I was staying with her in Arkansas. She loves hummingbirds. She actually has hummingbird feeders up on her porch, and the hummingbirds, as you're sitting there, will come up and drink out of the feeders.
Right.
So, and they let you know if it's empty.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I finished that. It was really pushing it. I was down to the wire. And then I had it done. And I had, when I got in the kit, I ordered a frame. Don't make the mistakes I do, guys. So I had just looked at the dimensions on the diamond painting kit for the frame and ordered the frame. So I went to frame it the day before we were leaving, and it fit the whole entire thing in there with the color codes and everything on the side. So that was not going to work.
No.
So I measured it, and it was an odd size. So I finally brought it over to Michael's, and I'm like, what can you do with this? And they basically just cut me a mat to fit into the frame that I already had, and they put it together for me.
Perfect.
So I'm like, okay, there we go.
Lifesaver there.
Yes. So let that be a learning lesson to you guys. Don't trust that they're giving extra. Well, and I would have thought they would have given you the dimensions of just the finish.
Yeah.
No, they give you the dimensions of the whole sheet they have sent you that has the key that tells you, what beads to use and stuff.
Maybe they're thinking that people will put it in a frame with a mat. I don't know. I don't understand that.
Not very helpful.
Yeah. I bet.
So, all right. Before I left, I finished a pair of socks. See? I got one. Oh, speaking of socks, Karen, you weren't here for the last podcast. There's your friend's yarns.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I made sure I set it up there so I wouldn't forget. I'm just going to try to put this on here. Okay, it did not want to go on, guys. Get on there. I was knitting a pair of socks in Arkansas, and they were like, oh my gosh, those are so big.
So were you able to get without having to do ends? Because you were thinking the last podcast because they were off.
Oh, I threw away the little piece. So there was a string and this left.
You made it work.
I made it work, guys, because I was not going to... Oh, no. No, actually, I'm wrong. What I did... It's coming back to me now because this was before I left. I did run out on the one sock.
Okay.
So I pulled from the outside of the ball. So for the other sock, for the ribbing, I pulled from the inside.
Works.
And this was what was left. Like, not much.
Yeah.
So... And that was Night Owl Fibers, Love You More. And I just put one on the sock blocker. I figure one's good enough. They're both done, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. One pair done. So that was before I left, although I just wove the ends in one today. Not even going to lie about it.
That's what I was doing today at when we went out to lunch. I brought my mom's shawl and was weaving in ends. I had looks. I'm like, who doesn't bring their knitting with them every time they go out? And Chuck was like, you have somebody mesmerized over there.
Well, me and Brett...
I'm pulling it out.
Me and Brett went to... before we left, we had went to Applebee's because I wanted to try their new bowl things that they have, which, FYI, I got the fettuccine chicken and spinach bowl. It's like $8.99. It was good.
Yeah.
There was a lot of chicken in there, which was... I was surprised for... the price. It was really good. But our waitress said, oh, you're the second knitter in here today. So I right away texted Karen. I'm like, were you at Applebee's today?
I was like, no.
And she's like, no. Why?
Like, did somebody see like a doppelganger or what? You know?
So, this pair of socks I had shown last time. I had like an itty bit because I went ahead and cast down like 3 pairs of socks and just did the increases. That way I had them for Arkansas, which I did finish this pair in Arkansas. It was white birch. I do not have the yarn to show you because, as you can see, Lori had put her name on it that she wanted the extras. And I finished it while I was there. It was the Fade to Black. So as soon as I got this off the needles, I just handed it right to her. Look at those.
So how many pairs does this make?
I think I'm at 12. I'm going to have to count. I'm pretty sure I'm at 12 now. But I figured, I'll fill these in the box, but I had figured I can get at least 14 in the box. I talked about that last time, I think. So yeah, those came out really pretty. Then, also, while I was in Arkansas, hopefully this is right back, yes. No, actually, I was working on these when I was in Arkansas, because I had put them on. It's Desert Vista Dye Works, the Neon Christmas, and as you guys can see, Lori claimed this one. She's like, ooh, can I have this one? Ooh, can I have this one? I said, well, you got to write. I go, is there a name on the label? She says, no. I said, okay, well, write your name on the label. That's how I keep track, because I have some yarn in my stash that already have names on the label. Because as I showed them, as I had purchased them, I was texting going, hey, I want that one when you knit it.
Yeah.
So I told her to write her name on the label. So this was the Neon Christmas. And I was working, after I had finished the first pair of socks there, I had been working on these. And I actually finished them on my way home. I got a lot of knitting done. Just wait till you see my sweater.
That'll make up for me not really getting a whole heck of a lot done.
So there are those.
Those are so sparkly. Those are cute.
Yeah, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this is very much a Lori color.
Yeah.
The pink and the sparkle. So
it almost reminds me of those like color tinseled trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The pinks. Sometimes they come out and they'd be pink and blue and.
So the bags I made
colors.
for her, which I should have grabbed. I might be able to grab them. I will be sending off this week along with this yarn. So she had purchased, let me see if I can grab them. Oh, sorry guys. I can reach them.
Don't hurt yourself.
I know, I'm having step over stacks here, guys. Okay.
I could just see you doing the splits.
I made it. Oh. I also got to send her these because she sent yarn on these, which I'll discuss later. So she bought some Rainbow Bright fabric and she wanted a sock bag.
That is adorable.
She wanted pink, so I did her a pink one. I wanted blue because she's like, make yourself some. So I did blue. Then she also wanted, I had an extra pink one, so I'm sending that to her as well because it was her fabric. Then she wanted the new medium size because as soon as she saw that size, the night we got there, Brett was like, well, do you want me to go grab the bag of bags out of the thing so she can see them? And I'm like, well, I guess. So she was digging through, and the minute she saw the new medium size, she fell in love. And had to have one right away, took one out. So she's getting a medium Rainbow Bright bag as well with the pink. And then I did mine in the blue. So she was like, take this fabric home and make us bags. So I'm going to send those out and the yarn and her little curtain rings the beginning of this week. So, yeah. That's all I have for FOs.
That's a lot.
It actually is pretty good. You figured I finished 2 pairs of socks while I was in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, basically did a whole, like there was only that much done on them. So I pretty much did 2 pairs of socks while I was there, plus work on a sweater, which you'll end up seeing here in a bit. Alrighty. Whoops.
I have 3 of those.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4. Oop. So we'll go back forth. Okay.
I actually would have had 4, but I had to take Megan home.
It was time to...
So I didn't get to knit this afternoon.
Oh, quick. Let's... yeah, I have some on my couch that... so an update while she's getting her bag out. Did not touch my Ripple bralette. It's still sitting there. I did not touch, since I showed on the podcast, the last podcast where I podcasted by myself, the Simple Hug. It's still in the exact same spot where I need to do the 3 needle bind off for the shoulders. I was too lazy to get up off my couch to get another set of needles.
Yeah.
So it kind of sat.
So this is the Katie shawl by Cozy Up. It is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. I think they have a
they always have
something.
They always have a discount code or a sale or something going on.
They have it on. Have their some of their patterns on a different site, Crafty or something.
No.
Lovecrafts.
Lovecrafts. Yes.
Okay, couldn't remember.
And I have knit this one before. It is a fun pattern.
Here's the colors.
Good colors.
Like those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the yarn I'm using is hedgehog fibers. And I'm having that problem.
It's splitty.
I was like, son of a gun.
Okay, and we are in no way downing their yarn. They have
the colors.
Beautiful colors and stuff.
Love the colors.
But I had told Karen, I personally, and I thought maybe it was me because I don't use the sharpest of needles, I find it to be a very splitty yarn when you're knitting with it. You almost have to learn how to knit that yarn.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me, I want to say 2 or 3 times where like I would like not catch, and then there would be this one strand loop, and I'm like, that ain't good. I'm not going to be happy with that. No. So
You definitely have to pay a little bit more attention and get the hang of knitting with their particular yarn. There is another yarn company that has yarn that is very similar to it, but I can't remember the name. I won't order it at all anymore. Because not only is it splitty, but I mean, it's fine, but it's not as pretty as with the hedgehog. So if I'm going to have to deal with splitty yarn, I want it to at least be gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is just so saturated. I was like, I fell in love with it.
It's beautiful.
I was like, so here's the labels. And then the gray is called Cinder, and the like really turquoise-ish blue is called Wish. And that is their 90-10. So I wonder if they have, I mean, everything I've seen of theirs has always been fingering.
Yes. I used a fingering, and I can't remember, was it 80-20? Whatever it was very splitty.
Yeah, there's not...
I do remember that.
I don't know, there's not much of a... like, it's twisted, but I think the way it's
like
twisted,
I said,
it's just...
It's doable. Yeah. You can knit with it.
I will definitely get a beautiful shawl out of this. So,
there's just a bit of a learning curve.
This is as far as I've gotten, really. And I really can't tell. Maybe this is the right side.
Yes, that's the right side.
That's the right side.
Why is it not?
I did it right. I think. I might end up tearing this back out afterwards.
Mine looked more prominent than that. Like it.
I wonder if it's the color. Like if it was reversed. I almost wondered that. If it was reversed in terms of the blue being the main color and the gray. Like it, you know, together when you hold them up, they distinctly look different.
And it looks right from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, but it doesn't stand... yeah.
I don't know.
Do you remember mine at all? Like, mine popped out.
I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, the first row I did, I was like,
Yeah, it doesn't pop as much as...
Yeah. Like, I don't know what the heck happened here.
Yeah, I saw that. It adds character.
It's bright.
Yeah. I don't know.
Watch, I get halfway through the dang thing and I was doing the stitch wrong the whole time.
Well, did you watch the tutorial?
Why would I do that?
Well, I mean...
I know they have them out there, but why would I do that now?
You might want to do it now before you go any further, is what I'm saying.
Okay, maybe I'll take that advice.
Just
kind of like you checking out your dimensions. Maybe I should watch the video since there is a video.
Yeah, there is a video, so yeah. Okay, speaking of dimensions, so I finished a diamond painting and I was like, okay, well, I need to get another diamond painting out on the kitchen table, which my husband thought was funny. He's like, does there always have to be a diamond painting out there? And I'm like, well, it comes in handy when I'm waiting on you because, like, when we're getting ready to leave, he's like, oh, wait, I got to go do this. So I'll just sit there and do a few.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hopefully the next one I pick isn't a complete diamond painting. Like, there's already something on there. So it won't take as long. Well, I decided to do the one that my sister sent me next for Peanut's room. And it's not going to be as time-consuming as the hummingbird one.
Oh, cool.
And I literally just got it out the other day, set up all my beads in the tray and whatever, and maybe had like 2 minutes to work on it is all. So there's not much done in it. But I figured I'd at least show you from the beginning.
Oh.
So you can see I did up on top there and a little bit on the nose. So that's going to be pretty.
Yep.
And then I'm sure I'll run across the problem of finding a frame for it. As you do. Oh no, this one actually has design size and fabric size. Oh yeah, design size 12.6 inches by 12.6 inches. Yeah, that's going to be a... It might be going to Michael's. Unless I can find even... No. I was going to say a 13 by 13, and I'd almost have to do, I don't know. I'd have to do a 12 by 12.
Like, why don't these people think of these things?
I could do it 12 by 12 and just lose a tad.
Mm-hmm.
Since that would work. I don't know. I'll bring it to my husband when I'm done with it. That's how I work these things. Hey, honey. What do you think I should do with this? That's how it works in my house. Any questions? Hey, honey, what do you think I should do with this? So, yeah, I think that's going to be really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. You're up again.
Okay. Oh, I lied.
You got 4 as well?
I got 4.
Well, look at us. Even Steven.
I didn't count them all.
Oh, when I was throwing things? It was going in your bag.
Yeah.
You're welcome. A little extra sending home with you.
Let's see. What does that? Nope. Didn't think that was. Okay, and many of you have seen this, done this, multiple people have done this. And I guess I thought I had one with a picture on it. It's not like I do this. Of course, it is The Weekender by Andrea Mallory, which I had started the last time and worked on it somewhat. I've made some progress on this one. Let's see.
Nice.
So a good 7 or so inches at least from the last time you've seen it. This one's an easy knit. I'm a little concerned about some of the lengths that it asks for.
Trust the pattern.
I know, but
I should say that because look how I was with my simple hug.
I actually believe I'm gonna. I mean, I did the ribbing itself longer, and I think I'm gonna do the actual body a little bit longer because I would rather be longer than too short. So if all else fails, I'll have shorter, like 3/4 length sleeves instead of like full long sleeves, which is fine by me. But if I run out of yarn, so that is a nice thing about it being worsted weight. And the yarn I'm using is Knit Picks, their Swish, the worsted weight, and the colorway is Def Heather.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're doing bottom up. You can't really.
Yeah, this is my first bottom up sweater.
Yeah, I used to always stir away from bottom up because I'm like, I don't know, because I'm really tall. Too. So it's like
I know. It's just I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Next up is another pair of socks.
I have to say, every sweater I've knit, I've always added length to the dimensions that they put on the sides, anyways.
My palette pullover, I did exactly to the pattern, and it came out great. Of course, I wasn't too worried anyways because it was fingering, because I could have stretched that thing longer, and I did not. I actually wore it when I was in Arkansas. So
yeah.
Okay, my next, if you follow me on Instagram or our Revelry group, you've already kind of seen a little bit, is a pair of socks by Toe Creations in their Christmas in July. And these I actually casted on in my size, not Wendy. Keep staying there. Look how pretty this is. Remember when I got this? The fight with Melissa.
Is that the one that you like she set it down and I mean, like it was like zoom.
Yeah.
I think Melissa was a little surprised. She's like,
so I got the Halloween and the Christmas one. Trying to get this untangled. What is going on there? There we go. Nope. Okay.
It is what it is.
Jeez, okay. Well, I was knitting these in the car the other day and
You're
just shoved them in there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm almost to my little bit more. I think I got about 2 inches more, and then I'll be doing my heel increases. So these will definitely be done next time. And I'm using my little Dr. Pepper because I'm using my Dr. Pepper. Well, I thought it matched the yarn nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And these I had just, I don't know what the heck is going on there. These I had just casted the little bitty toe on before I left as well. So
those you worked on mainly on the way home, or those others?
The Neon Christmas I worked on the way home. I finished those. And then I didn't get as much knitting on the way home because my neck was acting up. Mm-hmm. So I did lay back and take twice. I took an hour nap. So I didn't get as much knitting. So I've done these since we've been home because got home Thursday and Friday I had a chiropractor appointment up north. So of course we went thrifting. So I worked on these on that trip.
Gotcha.
All right, you're up again. I'm just going to try to fix my mess before I put it in the bag.
So the last time you guys did see these, and I had a marker in it, and I was knitting along. When you guys saw them, I just had the toes. And I probably got to about here. And I was like, these are going to be monster socks even on me. So I completely ripped them out. And dropped 4 stitches. So these are actually 60. On my normal size 1 needles, 2 at a time.
What's the difference in yarn?
Yeah, I just was shocked. I mean, I'm like, gosh, these things and I'm like, oh, these are going to be baggy. I don't want baggy socks.
Well, especially if they start out baggy, they're really going to be baggy because they stretch as you wear.
Right. And I'm not doing it again. I'm going to knit them now. I'm almost to the point where I'm at my heel also. So, I probably could have dropped another 2 more stitches. But it is what it is. So that shouldn't take forever long.
All right, my next one's always hard to show. It's from my Gilmore Girls mystery box. Mm-hmm. The blue Savannah cowl.
I can see you're making progress on that.
Yeah, it's really long. There's a lot of stitches. It's just that I really like to do no Siri. I like all my knitting scrunched up so I don't have to scooch it so much. So that's where I was at last time. So I did all that all the way around.
Yeah.
I think I only have a couple, 4 or 5 more rows, and then I start the other 2 colors.
Okay.
So it's getting there. I should probably move my progress keeper up.
Alright, where is it? I need a brighter stitch marker on it. There it is. Okay. So I am making the...
Why do I keep trying to drink out of a drink I drink?
This is another one, a free one on Ravelry. You actually end up going to like a site. Yeah. It's called the Ripple, I think. I had it marked on one of these puppies. It's called the Neat Ripple pattern. You really don't need it after you memorize it. Here's a picture of what it looks like. Simple crochet riffle pattern. And I'm holding my advent calendars. I'm just grabbing along with sport weight. Patton's Beehive sport weight, just in their gray. I'm sure it probably has a number.
Baby gray.
Baby gray. Which one's which? It's like, here we go. Okay. And I was here last time.
So quite a bit of progress when you figure how long it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice throw. Basically, it's not too huge wide, but be a nice one on the back of my recliner at home. Because I already have my blankies here.
She has blankies here.
Chuck was like, okay, here's a funny thing. Part of it's not funny. With the storm that came through, neighbor's tree blew the power in my mom's house last night. Huge branch came down on her power lines.
There was a storm?
That's what I was trying to figure out. And I was like, when was this storm?
I slept through it if there was.
Because I remember getting up when it sounded like almost like there was freezing rain. And that was around 4:40 in the morning, so it must have got pretty windy. Now, mind you, my mom says it's like windy outside, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I think she lives in a wind tunnel, to be honest. So it blew her power, and of course, her furnace went out too with it. So it blew a fuse for the furnace, apparently.
I mean, I still have my air conditioning on. She'll be fine.
Well, my mother keeps... she lives by herself. My mother keeps the house at 79 degrees, like 78 degrees, like almost year round. Like there's been times I've walked in the summer and the heat's on, and I'm like, like a dry sauna. Not even, because when you have the heat on, it gets all dry. So my little brother texted me and my older brother. It's like, yo, just to let you know what was going on. He says, mind you, it's 66 in the house and it's nice and comfortable. For us, because the heat wasn't. So they got it all fixed. And then I went, and Chuck's like, doesn't Laura keep her house cold? I said, yeah, but I got supplies.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I said, well, that that Snuggie that your mom made Meganna when she was like 12? With the sleeves.
I have that on my coat rack.
Yeah, it's hanging on the coat rack on the door. And then I also have another let blanket that I put on, and he just shook his head. He's like, whatever. I'm like, I'll be fine.
He just doesn't realize what a nice setup you have over here.
Exactly. Don't you be taking my setup away.
Which I added to.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I showed this last time. I'm working on another potluck pullover. This time for my friend Laura. She sent me one of her advent calendars and needles and all that jazz. Which, I said it last time and I'm going to say it again. Her next sweater she sent me is the Weekender. Mm-hmm. I am not knitting another sweater for her until I get square needles for it.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it's causing...
it is killing my thumb. This time it's like through here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Laura, no more sweaters until I get square needles. Because, not happening. Okay, so I made a ton of progress on this.
Holy cow!
I hardly had anything done.
You did.
No, I have it the wrong way. Might be this way. Not that it really matters. But, yeah.
I love those colors.
For the sleeves. Wow. It's a whole lot of knitting. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the needles have been hurting my hands.
Probably because of the amount of knitting you've been doing.
Yeah, it's a lot of stitches on there. So, for me to have done this much, I think when I showed it last time, I might have just been starting to sit up here. So, that's a lot of knitting. So, yeah.
It's amazing how that neckline looks so much better than yours did. I don't know if it's...
It did not in the beginning when I showed it.
Yeah.
When I showed it the last episode.
I watched the last episode.
It did not. It definitely still needs to be steamed or blocked, obviously. But now I don't panic at the beginning because I know it ends up fine. Yep. So, because this is my third one I'm making. And actually I'm going to make a fourth one. But I'm going to use this pattern, but I'm not going to do it as crafty.
Oh, okay.
I have yarn that I got that I will show.
Because you really like that pattern and you wore it down.
Yeah. It is a very nice pattern and it's a very wearable. It's like a t-shirt, guys. And I'm a t-shirt girl. Yeah. So, yeah. So there's that. That was my last one. That's all I've worked on this time. Yep. I got a lot of work done on everything, though, so. Were you done? Or did you have another one?
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Wow. We're just speeding right along, aren't we? All right. Do you have any acquisitions?
I do. You're not touching this because I'm really not 100% sure
yeah,
on this one.
It looks like I should not touch it.
Well, it is the Noro. I got two. And I've seen this knit up on the Knits and Pieces podcast. They did this. I am doing the night shift shawl. You take one from one end instead of like, I can't afford spin cycle yarn. I love the look. I mean, there were some. Now, this one has silk. Okay.
Oh gosh.
26% silk.
You need a magnifying glass?
21%. Oh, look at that. 21% cotton, 15% viscose, 14% mohair, 12% wool, and 12% polymon.
Yeah, that's a good one for me to stay away from.
Yeah, so it's definitely softer. The other one, I want to say this is the Akari, which is the cotton silk blend, obviously. I just read that off. And then the other one they have is like all wool. And the frustrating part is the all wool ones have like more of a jewel tone colorways. And I was like, oh God, that's beautiful. But I touched that and that's scratchy and I ain't doing that stuff. If I'm going to use wool, for me, that definitely has to be on the softer side. Or I have to at least kind of know, like, if the shop knits it up and washes and blocks, and then I can feel it after it's washed, that I know it's going to get softer. I might do it then. But yeah, if I'm going to knit something, I want to use it, you know? So, here's that. That's my purchases.
Okay.
I figure you probably have all sorts of goodies over there. Really?
I was very well behaved. But first off, we're going to do Goodwill purchases.
Okay.
No. So, I went to Goodwill. Was it yesterday? Day before? We've been so many times since we've been back, and we've only been back for a couple days. It's kind of ridiculous. And I found, I'm guessing one of the craft stores donated it. Because we always see these at like Joann's, Barnes and Nobles, where you get the magazine and then the yarn to do stuff in the magazine and whatever. It obviously was the Christmas edition. So there's like 8 yarns in there. What does it make? Knitting. Oh, and you can knit or crochet. Festive Mini Maker Special. Crochet. Okay, the elves are crochet. What does it tell you? Knit. Oh, you can knit the Snow Princess. It doesn't really tell you what's in there. Oh, there's 75 patterns in the magazine. So it's a Let's Get Crafting, knitting, and crochet.
Cool.
It was $3.99. Well, as I was digging through, I found a second one.
The exact same one.
The exact same one. And I said, well, that's perfect. We have matching ones now.
Oh, that's funny.
So then, I was digging a little further. Well, actually, there was a guy over there that was digging in the same section as me.
Yeah.
And every time he moved something, I'd be like, oh, what's that? So then, he uncovered this. It is, oh, this one's kind of folded over. Hold on here. Does it have the name on it? It's a Lovecraft kit pack, only available at Joann's, and it's Christmas elves. Look how cute he is. I'm kind of showing you
adorable.
different ones. So, as the guy was digging through, there was another one. These were only $2.99. There you go, Karen.
Cool.
And I said to Brett, I said, well, isn't this perfect? He goes, there's two of each. I go, yep, one for me, one for Karen.
That's perfect.
So you get goodies even when you don't go with.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the actual size.
That's pretty good size.
So that there is the actual size of them.
Cool.
So, it's kind of gnomish.
Yep.
So I figured you'd like them.
Christmas elves that really look like gnomes, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. So we got those at Goodwill. And then my husband found, it had a clip on it, kind of like a phone clippy thing, and one side of it was broken, and I was like, not a big deal, just take it off. Because I figured I was going to put it in my bag anyways. A little light. I don't want to blind you guys, so I'm not going to, I wanted to.
You can even see how,
there.
Yeah.
So, because it's really bright. So I figured this would be a nice thing to like keep in my bag if, you know, if there's an emergency, I really need to see something. Well, if I'm not working on dark yarn or something and I drop a stitch while we're driving down the road, he has a light above me when it gets dark, but I might need like more light.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay. So then, okay, Arkansas. I'm going to have, okay, so I have this all out of order. So I'm going to show you what I actually purchased at Arkansas Yarn Co. Yarn store. And then I will show you what I was gifted. So I purchased a self-striping yarn, Woolens and Nosh. It is City Blue. Oh yeah, City Blues. It was in 2 spots. Which I actually saw this knit up. So that was pretty. And I don't have any other yarns, so there's that. Oh, I got another thing of highlighter tape. Alright, then I bought, and this is going to be the potluck pullover.
Oh, okay.
Arkansas Yarn Co. Let me show you. This is on her Yummy Sparkle, and it is Stupid Cupid. It's very different for me.
That is very different for you.
I thought it would be beautiful as the potluck, and I also thought I could wear it as a Christmas sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Look at me thinking.
Here's my question for you. Are you going to care about doing 2 at a time?
No.
To mix, you're just going to let it pull out?
Oh, no, I will probably do 2. Yeah,
alternate. That's what
the 2.
That's what I'm saying. Alternate?
I probably will.
Yeah.
Unless I'm feeling adventuresome, then maybe I won't.
Who knows?
How do you like that?
Yeah, there you go.
So, there's that.
Some pulling looks really pretty when it's when it's done.
Okay. So then, I'm going to unpack this a little bit. When I got there, it is my birthday month. So I had extra goodies at Lori's. Way too much. So, we're going to start here first. If you guys follow her Instagram, she is now carrying the birdling bags. This one is the backpack style, which you also have the handles. When I was carrying it, because I did have to switch to it because I brought my blue leather purse because it's bigger, and I was carrying Brett's stuff too. It is too heavy, anymore on my shoulder, and it flared up my neck really bad. So I switched over to this, and I just made the one strap longer so I can. But this is actually a nice neutral color where I could put on Brett's back too.
Yeah.
So it has the front zipper compartment. It has 2 nice big pockets here, which are always great for putting your drink in. You unzip this here. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, let me do it this way. There's 2 pockets there. There's a big padded pocket here. So, like, if you wanted to put your iPad or your laptop or whatever in there, it's padded, so it's protected. It's a really nice bag, very sizable. She has been selling out of these like crazy.
I bet.
I actually got, and I didn't bring it in here, I got Alisha the plum one.
Oh, yeah. Alicia's going to love that.
Well, she requested. She actually wanted the mauve, no, the moss. But the company is not going to have any more moss ones until like September. They're completely sold out. Well, she's probably going to end up, I think she said like a diaper bag. Whatever. It makes her happy. So, yeah, I was gifted that. So I used that while I was there. I still got stuff in there. And that's where I should put that back in there. That's where my light was. Then, in my little gift bag, my caramels from my sea salt caramels from my favorite place, Kilwins. They make them right there on the spot.
Okay.
We'll open these a little bit. Okay, I will confess, I went there and I also bought 2 more bags, and 1 bag might be gone. Lori knows. It's my favorite. And then she gifted me, this is beautiful. It's also on her Yummy Sparkle. It's the local yarn store day 2021.
That's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? She has got the best sparkle. For sure.
Without being that, what was it called? Like that?
Lorex, or yeah. A little cozy. For your drink. I'll let Karen read this first. She had this made for me. I run Dr. Pepper, Chaos, and cuss words. Very fitting for me. So, yes. That will get a lot of wear. And then she had these made. She actually had one done for herself as well. I'll get there eventually. And then it goes this way, I think. Look at that.
Wow.
That's real knitting needles in there, guys.
That's different.
Isn't it? I don't have a name or anything of the person that...
Is that something she carries in her shop? Or she
she ordered them. She had one done for herself, too. And I'm not sure who made it. If you guys, like, really, really are in love and want to know, just let me know and I'll check with her. So, there's that. That was all in my bag. So,
all sorts of goodies.
Then, we're not done yet. So let me go over, okay, so we left here Saturday morning. We headed out of Illinois. We stopped in Bloomington at the Fabric Warehouse.
And was it open?
Yeah, I had called the day before. We went once and it was not open.
I wasn't with you, so it wouldn't have been as much fun. But had they been closed...
Yeah.
Five Below is always really good.
So we stopped there, and of course, all the ladies again. Where'd you find him at? Talking about my husband. He's sure a keeper. As he's standing up there, handing them each bolt and saying, 2 yards of this one, a yard of this one. And I'm like, here we go again. Everywhere we go. He's a keeper, honey. And he's chit-chatting with them, and, it was kind of funny. He's helping me match up fabrics, and, they're watching all this. So, Yeah.
They were probably fascinated.
Which Brett has decided now we're going to make a point because he's like, oh, this would be a nice trip on the motorcycle. He's like, it's not, too far for you, but not, but it's long enough for me to be happy. He was like, I think we're going to start taking the motorcycle up here periodically. And I'm like, yes. He might have changed his mind after he saw how much I spent, but just kidding. He doesn't even, yeah. So we did that. Then we got on our way to Arkansas. Other than, we stopped for pee breaks and gas. Tried to stop for food. That didn't go so well. I think we're in Missouri at that point. And unless you were going to go to, Ruby Tuesdays or somewhere like that, nothing on the insides were open.
Yeah, I was wondering how you're going to...
And Brett has the thing about eating in the car.
Yeah.
We did the one time. When we got there, we went to a bar and grill thing where Guy Fieri had gone to, which we had been there before, and we knew Brett enjoyed it, whatever. So we got there then and visited with them, showed them bags, exchanged gifts, all that stuff. Sunday, the four of us went to Hot Springs, walked around some of the stores. I actually got 2 new pairs of capri pants, which are really, really cute. They're like jeggings, but capris, and they have actual real pockets, because that's my biggest complaint about jeggings. You don't have the front pockets, and that's where I clip my phone to.
Yeah.
Well, these actually had real pockets, so I was so excited. I had a really cute necklace, too. And we wanted to eat at the Ohio Club, because we had ate there before, and oh my gosh, the hamburgers were really good. They weren't open, because they're up against a hill, and the hill was doing a landslide into their kitchen.
Oh.
So, yeah, they had some work to do. Maury called her daughter, and her daughter and her boyfriend actually met us at another place to eat. So, by the time we got home Sunday, I was in major flare-up. Thankfully, Brett, being the keeper that he is, brought a massager with him. So, he kept hitting both my shoulders where my knots are, where it stems from, with the massager, and then in between that I was icing, because I was very concerned how I was going to feel Monday, and Monday was the day that I had to be at the yarn store the whole day for the trunk show, and I was very nervous about that, because I knew it was getting really bad, because it was going behind my eyes. I had throbbing behind my eyes, which normally once that happens, I'm not functionable for a day. All I do is sleep.
Yeah.
Or I end up being really sick. He must have massaged enough, and I took a muscle relaxer and a sleeping pill that night. And I actually slept good, because I felt quite a bit better Monday. I had a little bit of lingering. Well, when we went to the yarn store, he actually brought the massager with him, and he hit it a couple times, because they had wanted me to record a podcast with them, because they also now have a podcast on YouTube. So I told him originally I wasn't sure, since I had to be there from 9 to 5 for the trunk show, if I was going to be able to tack on even more time. It was going to depend on how my neck was holding up. Yeah. Because the combination of the drive and then carrying that bag was not a good combination for me. Ended up being fine. I was able to record. We are going to put this podcast up first, and then about a week later, we will put the podcast up that I recorded with Arkansas Yarn Co. So if you want to check that out. Trunk show was really good. Had a few knitters come and pretty much spend the day with us. I'm really bad with names, but I do particularly remember Charlotte. She was a really, really cute, sweet lady. Hi, Charlotte. And one of my, oh my gosh, I'm going to draw a blank. She's a regular customer too, Jennifer. Yes. I'm awful with names, guys. She was there that day, but she also came back another day as well to sit in it. So that was good. That was Monday. Tuesday, I might be getting this stuff out of order. What do we do Tuesday? Okay, I'm not going to go in order at this point because I don't remember. we did a trip to their quilt store that I really, really love. They have two of them, but there's one that I have to go to each time. And while I was there, Lori thought I needed a t-shirt, which is this one, because it's my birthday month. So she got me a t-shirt, and I bought more fabric, because, well, you know. Mm-hmm. I got Karen a little something for her table.
Mm-hmm. I already saw it.
We went to the Goodwill outlet, which is not Lori's cup of tea. She just
now was this the one that had like pallets of stuff that you had to go through?
They have the big blue bins on wheels.
Okay, yeah.
So they're about like this by this, and only about this deep. And they just throw stuff in there, and they wheel them out, and then you have to dig through. Now, the stuff, because it's per pound, is really cheap. Like, you can get a t-shirt for like 20 cents.
Yeah.
The problem is men's, women's, kids.
It's all mixed.
Everything's just thrown in there, so you just kind of gotta dig.
It's like going through a garage sale.
Yeah. Lori does not enjoy that.
Unorganized garage sale.
I'm itching. I'm like, you're fine. No, I'm itching. It's in your head. No, I'm really itching.
I could see her there with like garden gloves.
She did wear gloves last time, and she did not bring them this time, which I think she would have felt better had she brought them. We both found some stuff. Like, I got a ton. Guys, I found... And it was really funny because when I was getting ready for Arkansas, I was having issues finding clothing. Mm-hmm. So I went into my bedroom, into the dressers, which I never do. And I found this really cute top that I had bought, I don't know, eons ago. And I'm like, oh, this is really cute. I'm bringing this. So I had on that, and I found the long sleeve version of it. And it had pockets. Pockets. I'm like, and it was like the exact same shirt. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I think I ended up getting 6 or 7 shirts, a couple shirts for Peanut, a couple toys, and when I checked out, it was like $11.
So from Brett's point of view, because he's like
he did not enjoy it.
He does not.
They do have a separate connected to it, like a computer electronics that you can walk over to.
That would be a little bit much if it was all.
But he didn't find anything. He basically just kind of followed us around or wandered off a little bit. We were in there for quite a long time.
Wow.
We were. I mean, it takes. And as you're there, it's like every 15 minutes they bring out new bins. And you see all these people stand over where they push the new bins, just waiting. And the minute they take the cover off the bin, it's like, I don't get involved in that. I'm like, I'll just stay right over here because now everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have one in our area, and I had been checking it. They had closed down through the pandemic. Well, when I checked it the other day, they are permanently closed now.
Oh.
Yeah. So, because we were kind of curious to go to one here because our Goodwill stores versus other areas in other states are completely different.
Yeah.
We have got, no offense to anybody, but we have got the best Goodwill stores. We have been to a lot of them in other areas, other states. You know, ours are truly the best. In fact, there's some when you go into them that they have like all the women's. Let's say t-shirts hanging up, and it says women's tees. That's great. But you have to go through the whole rack because it might be an extra small, large. You know how ours are actually
divided into sizes.
Right. Ours are actually divided into sizes. You know, I told Lori.
Even like blouses are separated from t-shirts, from pajamas, from pajama bottoms.
Ours are very well organized.
Jeans and slacks are all completely separated, color coordinated, and in their own sizes.
Yes. And a lot of them have, you know, like all of our stuff is ticketed with a price.
Yep.
A lot of them are just, there's signs up that's like blazers, $4.50. Yeah. So I did tell Lori that I am going to end up taking a video in one of our Goodwills so she could actually see like how much of a difference there is between.
Because it's really set up like a store.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if there's anybody like, I don't know how interested you guys are, but if you guys would like to see a video, just let me know below. Because I'll be taking one at some point.
Yeah.
We did a lot of knitting and hanging out. Lori did a lot of knitting, which she doesn't normally do. So even her daughter was like, "Wow, Laura's really motivating you." Because I don't go anywhere without my knitting. In fact, my husband was telling him about. We go to a restaurant, Pachanga, which is right here by us. Mm-hmm. It's literally 3 minutes away, mm-hmm. and in those 3 minutes, I'm knitting. He's like, "You seriously can't wait to?" Nope. I can do a few rows on my socks in 3 minutes. So yeah, I don't go anywhere without it.
I took mine with me when I went. Deanna graduated and received her master's from North Park up in Chicago for vocal performance this Saturday. And I actually brought two. I brought the socks and I brought the weekender. And then I got there and it's like, okay, it's a 2-block city walk to get to the field. And I'm like, okay. So I took my little sock bag and off I went and I knit all the way. Yeah. We had to stay. It was outside on the football field. So I was standing in line knitting, and then when I sat down, it was like a 45 minutes. I got quite a bit done on on those socks. So yeah, I have them. I usually have something with me all the time.
Alrighty. So also Arkansas, while I was there, their promotion guy came and that does their stuff. So I got the first ever Arkansas Yarn Co. pen, and it writes pink. The day before we left, we went bra shopping too, because this girl's been having some problems. It's called weight gain. Mm-hmm. So they don't fit, and I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And here in Illinois, you can't try nothing on in the store.
Yeah.
Which is a problem. And then they get rude with you. They say, "Oh, it's no problem. You can exchange them." Well, on your 5th trip back with bras, they get kind of, "Oh, you've been here a few times with this." Well, yeah, you won't let me try them on.
Right.
So one of the first words out of not only my mouth, but my husband, because he's tired of hearing me complain about my bras, was, "Lori, you guys got to go bra shopping."
So their shops allow you to try some things on?
Oh, the whole state's open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't say it. Pretty much the whole state's open. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we went to the bra store. Come find out, we actually have this particular store in Orland, which is good because they have like a 60-day guarantee. So I can wear the bras I bought. I can even wash them. And if I don't like them, I can return them, which is good because 2 of them are already going back.
Wow.
Wonderful guarantee.
Yeah.
So as soon as she said that, I was like, okay, we're leaving with bras one way or another. And I got a few, different ones to try because you guys know, you can try them on in the store and you're like, "Oh, these are great." But then once you have them on for a couple hours, you're all like, and yeah, no. And that's what's driving my husband nuts because I'm nonstop pulling, and on the car ride there, they were too tight here, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is way too." Like I literally undid it. So every time we stopped to go to the bathroom, I'm like, "Can you hook my bra?" So there's that. We went bra shopping, guys. Not that you needed
it's
to know
usually
that, but
not the guy hooking the bra up. It's usually him hooking it.
Well, we were reversed. Well, then it was funny yesterday because I went to put a new one on, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, this feels good." Then we went out, went to Hobby Pig for breakfast, and I'm like, "This doesn't feel good." And he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I feel like I'm not in it." He's like, "Huh?" I go, "It's gaping." I'm like, "It's not right." He's like, "Well, maybe we need to, maybe you need to adjust this or, do that." So we come home and he's in there like, "Well, maybe shorten that. No, why don't you put that a little bit tighter?" Now, okay, how many men would be in there?
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. Anyways, so we did that as well while we were there. And then it was Wednesday because we headed back Thursday morning. So Wednesday, we went and did a few things. We ate lunch at this place called Fudge. I want to say it was San Francisco Bread Company. Mm-hmm. My sandwich was delicious. Oh, yeah. Was it good. Brett wasn't too impressed with this, but I love mine. And I'm the important one, so you know how I am with food. And then we went back to the yarn shop, and she trimmed my hair because my hair was really, really uneven. And then we were going to dye moo yarn because she had still not been able to dye moo yarn. It made her sad. And, well, because the last time we were there, we brought Moo with us. So she kind of got to know Moo. So she decided we were going to do it while we were there. And she had a couple ideas. So I was involved in picking the colors for the Moo. I'm like, nope, that one's too red. Nope, that's too yellow. Ooh, that's the color. So since we did it Wednesday, when we left Wednesday night to go back to her house, they were still wet. Or I shouldn't say wet, damp. So she had them hanging on these. And I hung them up on her coat rack. And when I went to pack, I kind of just put them into the bag. So she did not wind these skeins. So it's me that did the awful job of doing it. And put the labels on and everything. So the first one that we did is Whiny Moo Moo.
Ooh, I like that.
Is that not gorgeous? So, I have a plan for this. This is going to be a weekender light with short sleeves.
Oh, cool.
She gifted me these two.
Wow, yeah.
And she's like, I thought maybe you'd like to make a sweater. Yeah. Yes, please. So then she wanted to do a second yarn. Called Moo Moo's Lights. Because anybody that has watched us for a while knows, even though my dog had one eye and was partially blind in that eye, she could see Christmas lights, and we took her every year to watch Christmas lights, especially to her one favorite house. And we used to send videos to Lori of her, hanging out the window watching and how happy she was. And so she wanted to do Moo Moo's Christmas lights. I'm trying to see a good spot. So we used the same colors as in the Moo Moo lights, but then we left sections without color. And that's where we put her lights.
Cool.
So this one, I'm not 100% yet what I'm going to do with. But it'll be something special. And she gifted me these two as well.
That's cool.
She was way, way, way too generous with me, but yeah. So I'm quite excited. But also, I am not going to start my weekender. Actually, the one I'm going to start first is going to be the potluck, just because I know that. But I need to look at my needles and see for my size if I think I have the square needles. If I don't, then I'm going to order the square needles. Because I'm not going to start another one that's like knit, 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 knit. Ow!
Yeah.
So there's that. Let me see where we're at. Okay, so I told you about the podcast with Arkansas Yarn Co., which will be put on our channel. TV watching. Well, obviously, I had a lot to catch up on when I got home. I did catch up on, because I was up to date on Prodigal Son. So I watched the most recent episode. Really good. I think I watched all the Chicagos. I watched all the FBI's. I still have to catch up on Charmed and Legacies. And Blue Bloods. I watched a lot of TV, guys. Don't judge. I was like 28 episodes behind on Days of Our Lives. But a good portion of them I was able to delete because it was breaking news. And news reports interrupted them. So I sat in my pajamas today until 3 o'clock watching TV.
I don't blame you none.
I started, and I told on the last podcast, I started Pretty Little Liars. I am actually really enjoying that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But what's weird is I keep getting this, like, deja vu. Like, I've watched it before. But I know I haven't watched it before.
Do you think it might be the makers of the show have done other shows that you've watched?
I don't know.
That's possible.
But I keep getting that feeling like, gosh, I feel like I've seen this before.
Well, it could be. I know at one point, all the commercials, I felt like I was watching a show.
That could be, too. So that's kind of a little unsettling in a way. You know, it's like, And I kept thinking for a long time, have I seen this? I'm like, no, I haven't seen this. So I don't know. And then yesterday, as I was sewing, and it was funny because I went into the sewing room and was like, I'm just going to do like these 4 or 5 bags. My friend had texted me about a new podcast for Gilmore Girl lovers. And I was like, oh, I can listen to that because it's not like a video podcast. It's just a listen to podcast. So there was a kind of like a 3-minute thing of what it was going to be about. And then there was like an hour-long first episode. So I started to listen to that while I was sewing, and then 11 bags later. So it is called I'm All In with Scott Peterson, who is Luke, if you guys don't know. You wouldn't know. Did I say Peters? Whatever. It was really good. So he had a guest star on, which was like obviously somewhere from Gilmore Girls, and they chatted, and he asked them questions or whatever. And then there was a section where like his producers or whoever that were in there asked him questions, and each podcast, so he had never watched it. He acted in it, but he has not watched it.
He's never watched it. Yeah.
So he's now starting to watch it. So this first one was about the pilot, and I believe episode 1. So the next podcast will be, and it's a weekly podcast, will be about episode 2. And he'll have a different star on from the show. It was interesting. It really was. I learned a couple things that, I didn't know. And, you found out about, like, how he got the job and how his character, Luke, was not supposed to even be a main character. He was supposed to just kind of be, like...
Sometimes it happens.
A pilot thing and then gone, know. So, yeah, if you guys like Grocery Girls. Good guy. I saw Gigi. If you like Gilmore Girls, you should definitely check it out. It's very interesting. And... I went ahead and subscribed to it. That way I get alerted to the next episode, so I can listen to that. So, yeah, there's that. What have you been watching?
Okay. First, before I get into that, I want to thank everybody who put their thoughts out there on the comments. I really appreciate that. Periodically, my husband has a lot of health issues, so essentially that has caused, we're going through the process of getting him on full-time disability, but he was in a hospital quite a bit, so life gets caught up when, someone's in the hospital like that, so I appreciate everybody thinking and worried about me. I was fine. My husband's better. He's at home. So hopefully he will keep improving. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I don't get into details because I feel like it's not my place. I let you guys know she was okay. You had to suffer through with just me.
Today she because, we haven't seen each other in 3 weeks? 3 weeks. So she texted me
last night.
And she's like, are you going to be here for the podcast? I said, come hell or high water, I'm going to come there.
Are you going to come for podcast and knitting? I figured I should check ahead of time because, like, I'm still technically on vacation. So I'm like, okay, well, she's not coming. I'm just going to knock it out early. Yeah. Because it's going to obviously be a quick one if it's just me.
But I appreciate that. That was funny. She was like, okay. And then Chuck asked me, well, at lunchtime, my daughter wasn't feeling good. So I had to drive up to Chicago, drop her off, drive her car up there. And my son followed us up there. And I came back home and I texted her. I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I have to take my daughter home to Chicago. She's like, oh, worried. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be there tonight.
Well, and I'm just like, okay, well, Karen, you do what you need to do.
Karen mentally needed it.
Like, if you can't come, if you can't do the podcast, don't stress yourself. You don't need to stress over something,
Oh no. And then Chuck was like, are you going? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I'm going.
Well, he's probably tired of you being home on Sundays.
Yeah. But I think
the liner and Brett's popcorn.
Well, like last weekend, he's like, aren't you going in? I'm like, no, she's on vacation.
I kept waiting to see if you remembered. I was like, I wonder if Karen's gonna message me today. Yeah. What time do you want to knit at?
Yeah. I was actually confused when you texted me about the Applebee's thing. I'm like, well, when is she leaving for Arkansas? I'm like, that's a hefty drive. And I knew it was a hefty drive. And I'm like, well, how long they going to be?
Well, the thing was he was working nights. So he got off Friday morning. Mm. So there's no way he was going to drive that far. Yeah. So we didn't leave until Saturday morning. And we didn't leave until like 8 o'clock in the morning because we wanted to hit the fabric warehouse.
So TV-wise, I've gotten caught up on FBI Most Wanted. I've started watching again the latest seasons of NCIS. And I also I completed FBI, and then I think they had 2 more after I got caught up with that. So I was watching that. I've been playing one of my video games, so that's part of the reason why I did not have as much. It's a very mindless video game. And work's been a little bit crazy, and this class that I'm in is, we'll just leave it at that. So, other than that, I'm watching my daughter graduate yesterday. We're getting closer to the point where both of my kids are going to be at home again.
Yay!
The fun part is I work at home regularly. Like before, I've been working at home for the last 12 years for the company I work for. So I have my own office. And I had hoped to have my own craft room at this point, but that hasn't happened. And I guess it's kind of a good thing that it hasn't happened because both kids are going to be probably moving back home.
You would have had to just give it up again.
Right. My daughter is going to be in between, like, her lease is up, who she's moving with, their lease isn't up until like a month later or whatever, and they're not for sure if they're going to stay in the same place or if they're going to look for another place. And then my son, he is looking for a new job right now. So we're not for sure where he's going to land teaching. If it's going to be in the same area or like kind of close in the it's really not southern, middle of, I consider it middle Illinois, Champaign area. If he ends up teaching there, or I do know he has one opportunity right now that he's applied for here. I'm personally hoping for him to be closer to here because he has friends here. And plus, if Chuck does have problems, he will be closer to help me. Because both of my kids aren't that far away. They're opposite of each other. One's south and one's north. So
you'd like them to be close, but not like close as in your home.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, with my husband being off work now and me working at home and 2 adult children moving back with all their apartment stuff, how I'm going to keep my sanity. So I'm going to move in here. No.
You know what? Brett wouldn't even, he'd just be like, come on in, Karen.
No, I'm sure everything will happened for a reason, I hope.
you know, if you need extra getaway time, just let us know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, you know, like when he's on nights, there's like 3-4 nights I'm just here by myself.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't mind company.
The only good thing about this whole thing is normally I play in a community band in the summer. Mm-hmm. And they had sent the email to Chuck while he was in hospital. And he took a screenshot of it and sent it to me, which was fine, except that there were links in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't quite work for me to be able to respond. So he needed to forward it to me. And like the day before it was due, I got an email. I actually received an email saying that you need to fill this out. I'm like, I don't have this, you know. And I'm telling them that, you know, I don't have the link. So they did forward it. They did send it to me and to Buddy, actually. And it said, you know, like, if you don't respond by this time, we're just going to consider, you know, you're not going to do it this year. Because there's a lot of additional things that I have to do. I really couldn't picture wearing a mask, trying to play my clarinet outside in 100-degree weather. A mask over my face, blowing hot air into an instrument.
Now that's going to be kind of lifted outside as far as mask wearing. So I was like, I don't know. Well, and so the other thing is the time commitment, because it's 2 nights a week. And with Chuck, with work, with school, I was like, I was already at the point of I was probably only going to do it like as a sub basis. And I probably will still reach out to them and be like, look, if you need a sub, I will do it, but I'm not. So I actually forgot. So I'm not playing it here. So that will leave me time to do more knitting. There you go.
Yep.
So
I'm like, there's a reason why I didn't respond.
Yeah, it worked out for the
I was already
best.
torn about it in the first place. And really the reason why I would do it was for yarn money. That was my reason. That was my reason for doing it.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to really have the yarn events.
Yeah. I mean, we still have one coming up that has not been canceled as of yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see what happens. Yep. One way or another, we're going to make our own event. We've done
it before. We'll do it again.
We're going to road trip.
Yep.
So, I mean, we'll pick a place and jump in the car and go.
Oh, yeah.
We're good at that.
I'll be all for it.
Yeah, she sits and knits and fails to tell me there's detours.
Well, and we know for sure that you have your antihistamine with your Benadryl with you.
Yeah.
To make sure if she touches yarn she's not supposed to when she's not being supervised by me.
Well, I actually had to take it when we left the Goodwill outlet.
Something, yeah. I'm sure.
Well, somebody's dryer sheets. Like, I have to, everything I use is scent free here. Even my dryer sheets. And dryer sheets, some of those dryer sheets are strong. Mm-hmm. Like Wendy, I can always tell when she comes in and freshly washed laundered clothes, and I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me. So I'm suspecting it was probably something like that.
Yeah.
Or if they didn't wash it, maybe somebody wore a lot of perfume and, then donated it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to take Benadryl when I left there for sure. My throat was starting to close up. Nobody even got alarmed. Like, I was like, oh, my throat's closing up. They just kept on talking. Okay, I guess they're used to this. I'll take Benadryl. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. Go on with your conversation. Yeah. I'll be fine here.
It's all good. Well, that was the other thing. Lori's like, well, and if people had, like cats that were laying on the stuff or something, she's like, that could have.
Yeah.
And I said, well, dogs for that matter too.
Right.
So that's hard saying. I just Benadryl everywhere. I actually have a whole bottle of it now in his car. Because sometimes we'll go out and I don't bring a purse or anything with me.
Yeah.
So, because I'm like, he's driving and he has his wallet. I'm good. I just need my knitting.
Yep.
So, alrighty. Well, we only got about 3 minutes left on the battery, so I guess we shall wrap this up. Mm-hmm. Etsy store, go check out the bags, Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. And if you could go ahead and do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, ring the bell.
I'm impressed.
I know, right? Well, I didn't do any pointing, though, so he's going to be like, oh. I did it in the right order, though. There you go, Brett.
Yep.
So we will...
It'll come together sometime.
Yeah. Somehow. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.